जी.
So in the last few weeks, I have presented what Imam alayhi salam has said in the first session about the human creation, and in session 2 on what Imam alayhi salam had said about creation of animal kingdom. Then when Mufaddhal went third day, Imam alayhi salam began by saying, "O Mufaddhal, I have explained to you in detail about the creation of man and subtle design of the Almighty Allah that has gone into his perfection, and, and the lessons to be learned from modification of his circumstances. I have also dealt with an account of animal world. I now take an account of atmosphere, the sun, the moon, the stars, the sky, day and night, summer and winter, the winds, or fundamentals like rain, rock, mountains, plant kingdom." तो अब ये जो अब सेशन है, ये थर्ड सेशन था, ये तीसरा सेशन था हजरत मुफज्जल को जो इमाम जाफर सादिक अलैहिस्सलाम ने तीसरे दिन पूरी कायनात के बारे में बताया है. So Imam अलैहिस्सलाम started by saying, look at the colors of the sky and see how appropriate is the design. The particular color, this particular color of sky and other natural thing is the most appropriate compared with all other colors. Even physicians direct a man to gaze on the sky and for some or some natural colors as a cure for ailments. Just see how Almighty Allah has created colors in the nature, which as so perfect as not to cause any imperfection when repeatedly look at it. तो हम जो स्काई, ये जो कायनात हम जो देखते रहते हैं सुबह शाम, जो हमारा नजर होती है आसमान पे, जमीन पे, तो कलर्स इसके ऐसे होना चाहिए कि जो अपने आंख पे बाढ़ ना डाले. So Imam alayhi salam is saying, like, in fact these colors are so perfect that repeated looking at these colors heal diseases, which people have found out as a result of thinking and experimentation. Then Imam alayhi salam discuss about sunrise and sunset and says to ponder on how light and darkness are opposed to each other, and yet just 1 second. So then Imam alayhi salam discuss about sunrise and sunset and says to ponder on how light and darkness are opposed to each other, and yet both are made subservient to the interest of world's betterment and amelioration. So without sunrise, all businesses of world would come to a stop and no possibility for work or livelihood. On the other hand, if there is a perpetual sunshine that would have heated the earth, men would have find no comfort or rest. So कैसे दो opposite characteristics होते हुए भी दोनों भी इंसान के फायदे के लिए है. Right, light and darkness are opposed to each other, yet they are made subservient to the interest of world's betterment. Then Imam alayhi salam discuss about sun and how we calculate time since the beginning of the world. People calculate thereby the period of lifespan and also like loans, contracts, and business matters. Then Imam alayhi salam want us to ponder on how the sun shed its lights on the world. If it is shown only on one spot, the benefit of its rays would not penetrate in all direction. So it is pattern that it rises from the east and continue to shed its light all the way from east to west. If for a whole year the situation changed, imagine the plight of human beings. In fact, what chances would they have to have survive at all? Then Imam alayhi salam says, like, do not man observe such magnificent planning, wherein his own scheme, like man-made clocks and many other instruments, would fail utterly. The plan of Almighty Allah functions automatically without negligence, nor do they lag behind the time. regulated for the management of world's organization and maintenance. So then Imam alayhi salam talks about moon then and says like, beside the obvious benefits of moons such as calculating months and lunar calendar and moon giving coolness and comfort in darkness of light, Imam alayhi salam then says, there is a sign revealed by Almighty Allah in the creation of the moon and in the different phases of the moon, its appearance as a crescent, its disappearance during the night at the end of the night, its waxing and waning, and its eclipses. All these are, in all these, basically there are particular indications that all these changes are ordained by for the benefit of the universe by the Almighty Allah, which can serve as an instruction and signs of Almighty Allah for any man. Then about stars, Imam alayhi salam mentions some common benefits of stars at that time, which that people seek their way through the unknown paths, like in forest and oceans. But there are more amazing facts that Imam alayhi salam talks about 1400 years ago, is about the stars having distinctive velocities. ये बहुत ही interesting point मुझे मिला है इसमें से कि 1400 years ago, Imam alayhi salam is talking about distinctive velocities of stars, and not just distinctive velocities. He's talking about like two velocities of a star. Then I did some search on internet and came up with an article about stellar velocities, wherein I found the जो actually मैं आपके साथ यहाँ पे share भी कर सकता हूँ यहाँ पे एक सेकंड आप यहाँ जब देखेंगे ये यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ पेंसिल्वेनिया का आर्टिकल है इसमें मैंने हाईलाइट किया है यहाँ पे so the total velocity of a star includes some motion along our line of sight, that is either toward us or away from us, and some motion across the sky perpendicular to the radius velocity. This second component is called proper motion and is actually more difficult to measure. और अब यहाँ पे जब आप ट्रेडिशन ऑफ मुफज्जल में देखेंगे स्टार्स के सेक्शन में तो आपको वो दो वेलोसिटीज के बारे में जिक्र आएगा कि each of them has two velocities, one due to cosmic motion in east or west. बहरहाल यहाँ पे भी two different velocities का जिक्र आया है. So it was an interesting point to note कि Imam alayhi salam was telling about these two velocities 1400 years back. So Imam says like, creation without a creator presumes a single pattern. Why should there occur two different movements on a definite pattern and quantum? All this clearly demonstrates that the movement of two categories of a star as it subsists at present is result of a definite purpose, design and ingenuity, not something meaningless as this materialistic atheist claims. Then the last thing I want to discuss from this book is about the speed or the velocities of heavenly bodies. On this, Imam alayhi salam says, the heavenly bodies, the moon, the sun, move very fast, right? And if they were nearer to us and their velocities was to be felt exactly as it is, do you think the eyes would have been dazzled by their brilliance and radiation? Just like जब lightning strike होती है, आप imagine करें कि कितना तेजी से strike होती है, उससे ज़्यादा तेजी से ये moon and all other planets revolves around us. Then Imam alayhi salam says like, the eyes would have been putrefied, throwing the beholder prostrate on their faces. अगर इतना करीब ला दिया जाए, चांद ही जमीन के इतने करीब ला दिया जाए कि हम उसकी असल जो स्पीड है वो देख सके हम, तो हम सजदे में गिर जाए खुदा की कुदरत को देख के हम. Just see how it has been ordained that they would move with their existing speed at huge distance from us to protect our eyesight against damage and disease, while retaining their tremendous speed for the purpose they have to serve. So Imam alayhi salam says to consider the universe together with its sun, moon, stars, which revolve perpetually in accordance with a definite degree to bring about numerous benefit to people on the earth, variegated animals, vegetable kingdom, through the changes in four seasons like day and night. Can any man with a discerning mind think that such regulated plan and design on which depends the order and organization of the universe, can it come about without the omniscient designer, without the Almighty Allah? So I will end my presentation here. Inshallah, I will continue on this topic in the next session.